Hi, do you need a polygraph test in Santa Clarita? Since the 1980s, we've been testing in Santa Clarita, Saugus, the surrounding areas. If you got a few minutes, watch this video before calling us. It'll give you a lot of info on what to expect during a polygraph. Thank you. I'm John at CertifiedPolygraph.com. I've been doing polygraphs since the 1980s. I've tested more than 11,000 people. I've been on hundreds and hundreds of TV show episodes. I've been on more than 600 million views of various social media. Let me answer some of the common questions that people call about polygraph for. Probably the most common question we get is, how accurate is polygraph? Let me give you some real-world information. In California, you can't become a cop without passing a lie detector test. Can't join the FBI or any other federal agencies. So there's two levels of accuracy. Number one, it's medical equipment reading your blood, sweat, and breathing. It's 100% accurate as far as that goes. Then the second level of accuracy is what we do when we take what we've learned from those sensors. Usually our calls are held to be about 95% accurate. We get asked about price differences. Bottom line is, it makes no difference if you paid $100 or $1,000. Polygraph test is the same. Computer polygraph equipment doesn't know what you paid, so it's completely up to the examiner. In fact, it's foolish to even hire an examiner that doesn't list their price in writing on their website. If they don't, then they're just listening to you before they quote a price. If they can spot any fear or other problems, the price goes up. A lot of times people ask, how do we know who to choose for our polygraph examiner? It's pretty simple. Only one thing matters besides price that you can afford. It's experience. If an examiner's been doing it a long time, it will state that in writing. For example, I've been testing since 1988. Almost no other examiner in California has tested that long. There's a lot of examiners that want to play with words and be saying, serving you for the last 30 years. That's not saying they were doing polygraph. Perhaps they were a cop or something else doing a good job, but they didn't go to polygraph school until 2 or 3 years ago, and you'll see that on their graduation certificate. Only experience matters. Sometimes people call and ask, my person uses drugs, will that affect the test? Well, 30, 20, 25 years ago, we told everybody, whatever medication you're on, don't use it for a day before the test. That's found to be old thinking, and for the last 10 years, the training is, whatever meds you're taking today, take them the same day you're going to take the polygraph. It makes no difference. The most common drug, marijuana, we have a lot of exposure to that. We have a website, marijuanapolygraph.com. We test for dispensaries and grows almost every day. We have a little bit more experience with people that are heavy marijuana users because of that than any other examiner. And we know exactly what heavy marijuana use changes when it comes to a polygraph. Some people ask, how long will my polygraph take? So there's what examiners are taught to tell you in polygraph school, and then there's the real time. The real time is, polygraph is 3 parts: pre-test, test, and post-test. The longest part, the pre-test, is where you develop the questions. Sometimes a couple can take an hour arguing over those. So we say Write your 1 to 4 questions at home before you come in. It'll save an hour of office time. Then back in the 1960s or 70s, one of the polygraph associations, they determined that most polygraphs should take an hour and a half or 2 hours. But that's back when polygraph was a roll of chart paper with 4 moving pens, and the examiner had to furiously write with a pen as that chart was moving, and afterwards do a lot of calculations of math to come up with a pass or fail. It's all computerized now. We don't have to do any of that. So the chart collection, the second part of a polygraph, really only takes 15 minutes. You are only answering questions with your arm squeezed with a blood pressure cuff for 3-4 minute chart collections. So the pretest, you can do most of that at home, writing your questions. We give you the instructions. The actual testing is only 15 minutes. And then the post-test is discussing your results. After a consultation, we're asked, anything else we should know? Bottom line is, call around, get your best price, but only hire an examiner that's got their years as a polygraph examiner on their website, and perhaps also their completed exams count, where ours is 11,000 have been tested, and we've been testing since the 1980s.